What's going on, YouTubers, Madden gamers? This is enachmany from enachmany Madden. We just last weekend had Fan Appreciation Weekend. This is the Fan Appreciation Set Reward Ultimate Legend for 50 base elites. So let's see who we get here. A Sam Madison, the cornerback. He played for the Dolphins back in the day. Got him a 97 overall, so really a solid card there, and you can see some of his base ratings. He's got, I believe, 3 chemistries on there, but the 95 zone coverage, 93 play rec is elite. The 90 agility is a little bit lower than where we want a corner to be, but you see we get him up to a 99 all chemmed up there, 98 zone coverage, 81 catching, also a pretty solid stat. And let's get into some gameplay here with Madison on the salary cap ranked mode. Guys, one thing I want to talk about today, first of all, you can check us out on Twitter, finally, at enachmany Madden. You'll see that last night I put up on there a couple of cards that we pulled in so-called gold packs. We did a gold NFL movers pack from a solo challenge, and we pulled a 93 elite Prince Amukamara NFL movers card, and then we had a gold NFL campaign pack where we were supposed to get one gold player that could go toward one of the campaign players. We did that. It was 10 MUT tips, and we actually ended up getting a Super Bowl Keanu Neal 94 overall card. So pretty nice result there from those 2 gold packs. But anyway, subject to today's video, some rookies that I'm looking forward to in Madden Ultimate Team 18. And what I tried to do was curate some guys who were not first round, not second round, guys who you don't really see in MUT right now, so you can't really get a handle on them. But I do want to start off with a couple guys who went in the second round. They are Obi Melifonwu, the safety, who was drafted by the Raiders out of UConn, and then Zach Cunningham, linebacker out of Vanderbilt, who is now with the Houston Texans. Melifonwu first. Imagine if George Iloka was a crazy athlete, or if Taylor Mays was actually good and made something of himself in the NFL as like a perennial Pro Bowl talent. That's what you're going to get with Obi Melifonwu coming right out of the gate. He is a 6'4" free safety who can run. He ran a 4.40, and he also had a 44-inch vertical jump. So Melifonwu is one of those stereotypical Raiders kind of players who I'm very excited about using in MUT18. Another one of those guys, like I mentioned, Zach Cunningham, linebacker. So he was actually the SEC's leading tackler last year. He's a guy who has that secure tackler trait in his MUT17 card, so perhaps he'll get it in MUT18, but I think what would be more than likely would be a pretty high tackling rating. Combine that with the fact that he is a 6'4" middle linebacker with decent enough speed. He ran a 4.6 something at the combine. So Cunningham and Melifonwu, 2 athletic defenders who I can't wait to use. And despite the fact that, yes, they are second rounders, you probably already used them in MUT17, I still wanted to highlight them. Now, to some of these players who you probably haven't been able to use in Madden unless you've created them on your own. The final defensive guy I'll go with is a defensive lineman, Hunter Dimmick, and he is out of Utah. He's with the Jaguars now. He is an undrafted free agent, so he's got to make that roster first. But if he does, you'll see that it was kind of an upset that this guy was not drafted. He actually was 3rd in the NCAA last year with 15 sacks. So he should probably have solid power moves. He's like 6'3", 270. And you imagine he would also have solid block shed. So get this guy on your team if he ends up making the final roster and gets a card in the MUT base set. We'll see if he does. But I'm a big fan of Hunter Dimmick coming out of Utah. Now we'll take to the offensive side of the ball. Just a few players here at quarterback. We're always looking for that budget QB who comes in and is an exciting guy to play with. This year's version of that, last year it was Dak Prescott, and I'm talking Prescott before he blew up, like Prescott 70 overall, silver card. This year's guy like that is Josh Dobbs out of Tennessee. He is now Ben Roethlisberger's backup quarterback, or perhaps even third string over there with Landry Jones on the roster. But he had 831 yards rushing in college last year, 12 touchdowns. He's 6'3", so no worries about him getting it over the line of scrimmage when he's throwing the ball. He's got a solid arm. Guy was like an aerospace engineering major in college too, so perhaps they'll give him a little bit of a bonus on the awareness front. But Dobbs is one of those exciting players at quarterback who you just really love to, and you turn on the Xbox or the PlayStation to play with on Madden. Another one of those guys, this is one of those undrafted free agents, is Taysom Hill out of BYU. He's with the Packers now. The Packers reportedly trying to get rid of Brett Hundley. I think they may have cut him, I'm not sure. But if Taysom Hill makes that final roster and he gets a MUT card, this is a bulky quarterback. He's like 6'2", 220, probably going to have good trucking. Once upon a time, actually, in 2013, I mean, he's been at BYU forever, it seems like, but in 2013, he put up almost 260 yards and 3 touchdowns rushing as a quarterback on the University of Texas. So check out Taysom Hill. Perhaps he gets into the game. Then at running back is Joe Williams out of Utah. He's with the San Francisco 49ers. He was drafted, I believe, in the 4th round. There was an article that came out after the draft that he was a guy Kyle Shanahan, the new coach over there, really, really wanted on the squad. The guy lit it up at Utah. He had last year really great totals across the board, but the highlight was a 332-yard rushing performance against UCLA. He fell in the draft, actually, because I believe he left his team. He was going through some personal hardship. So really best of luck to him in the NFL. But as we know, Madden doesn't account for a lot of the off-the-field stuff. So you're going to be pretty insulated from that risk. It's pure talent, and Joe Williams has the pure talent. He was second best in the 40-yard dash of all running backs at the Combine in 2017 with a 4.41. So he has the speed, he's got the moves, and he has the production to back up solid ratings. Joe Williams, a guy I'm looking at in MUT18 when the game first dropped, is one of those budget running backs. Speaking of budget guys, we get a pick there with Alani Fua, who is a 63 overall, but he's like 6'4" or so, and he's got good speed, and I was using him a bunch in this game. Final guy I want to talk about is a wide receiver, Josh Malone. He's also out of the University of Tennessee, so it's that Dobbs to Malone connection that we're talking about here. Malone goes to the Cincinnati Bengals. He is another speedster that the Bengals picked up at wideout this draft. And a lot of it gets overshadowed because of John Ross. But Malone also had a 4.4 40, except he's 6'3", and he was a big play threat at Tennessee, one of Dobbs' favorite targets. Only John Ross and Curtis Samuel were faster, mind you. So when this guy came out, I was really looking forward to being able to play with him in MUT18, and I think that's something I'm absolutely going to do when the game drops. One final player, I'm looking at this, and I think we have time to profile one more guy, is a tight end. It's Bucky Hodges out of Virginia Tech. He's with the Minnesota Vikings now, and he fits right into that mold of Logan Thomas, who came into the league and is now a tight end for, I believe, the Bills. So Bucky Hodges is 6'7". He's a former quarterback. I believe he was a quarterback in high school. And he is now he was among the best tight ends at the Combine. He was a top performer in the 40-yard dash, the vertical jump, the broad jump, and the 60-yard shuttle. So he's going to come in big, he's going to come in fast, and he's going to come in as a guy who's really a must-have for your MUT team if you're looking to build early on a budget, or even later in the year, you're trying to figure out what you're going to do in the way of the salary cap. So as you can see here, the way this game ends, he's got about 20 seconds left. All the guy has to do is put together a drive just a few yards to get a field goal to tie it. And as you can see here, we get the pick at the end with Paul Krause We QB kneel to end the game, and what a crazy game it was. A couple times there where I really thought we were not going to be victorious, but the Sam Madison-led Dolphins pull it out, and we're happy to get a W. So anyway, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the enachmany Madden YouTube channel. Thanks so much, guys.